Hi there, welcome to Piano Freedom. This is Eric Genuis, and we are at Stage 1, Level 5. Now, the last level, we learned all the notes on the piano. So again, in review, if we take C, the C is at the beginning of the two black notes. Again, the piano is broken up, 2 black notes, 3 black notes, 2 black notes, 3 black notes, and so on. C is at the beginning of all the 2 black note units. So that's C. Now, the next note from C is D. D is in between every 2 black note unit. Then it's E. E is at the end of the 2 black note unit. Then it's F. F is at the beginning of the 3 black note unit. Then G and A are in between the 3 black note units. And then B is at the end of the 3 black note unit, and that's all the white notes. Then we're back at C. Now, with the black notes, again, last week we discussed sharp and flat. If we have C, then the next note up, the black note up, is C sharp. But that same note is also the note coming down from D. So that note has 2 names. It's called C sharp and D flat. This note is, for the same reason, D sharp, and it's also E flat. This next black note is F sharp, and it's also G flat. This next note is G sharp, and it's also A flat. This next note here is A sharp, or it's B flat. Okay? So that's all the note names, white and black, on the keyboard. And one of the greatest jokes in the history of music was given by Muhammad Ali when he was about to have one of his big fights and most memorable fights and classic fights against Joe Frazier. He said to him, "Frazier, if you don't C sharp, you're going to B flat." Okay, there's a little musical humor for you. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to learn the notes on the staff. So, here we have what's called a treble clef, and we're going to learn notes in the treble clef and the bass clef. For now, all we need to know, it's called the treble clef. It's also called the G clef because it looks like a G, and also because this little tail here swings around the note G. For this line is the G line. But let's start from the beginning. On the staff, there are 5 lines. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we have to actually draw another line. It's not part of the staff. Whenever we need a note down there, we just draw in a line. And this line is middle C. This note here is middle C. So when you see this note on the music, that is middle C. So that's the note that we've been talking about forever here. The next note is right up from it is D. So that is D. Now the first line is E. So this note E, which is 2 notes up from middle C. So this is the C. And then we have D. And then we have E. Okay, so that's E. Then the next note, which is the first space it's called, is F. Now, if you remember, F is at the beginning of the 3 black note units. E is at the end of the 2 black note units. E is also the first line. F is the first space. C has what's called a leisure line underneath the regular staff in the treble clef. So there's going to be a lot of these associations, but the more we speak about this and draw these parallels together, the more it'll feel just natural to you to identify the notes this way. The next note is G. And if you remember, G and A are in between the 3 black note units. So we have F, which is at the beginning of the 3 black notes. And then we have G, which is beside F, and then A. So A is what's called in the second space. So we have G, which is the second line, and then we have A, which is the second space. Our first space was F. Our second space is A. Our first line was E. Our second line was G. And our third line is B. Now, if we remember, here's B. B is at the end of the 3 black notes. Okay, so let's review the notes just on the piano. Let's leave the music for a second. B was at the end of the 3 black notes. F was the beginning of the 3 black notes. G and A are in between the 3 black notes. C is at the beginning of the 2 black notes. E is at the end of the 2 black notes. D is in between the 2 black notes. And the last note is C again. And again, C is just 1 octave, it's called, up from middle C. The C is again at the beginning of the 2 black notes. It's just an octave. An octave is another word, 8. It's 8 notes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 notes up from the C that's lower. So again, if we can get the camera on the music, we have middle C. The first line is E. The second line is G. The third line is B. And if we look at the spaces, we have D, which is just below the first line. F is the first space. A is the second space. And C is the third space. We're going to do a lot more note reading over the next few levels, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to get very comfortable with the keyboard. Then we're going to start playing. The sooner we play, the better and the more fun it is. But hang in there. We'll get through all this theory, and it's going to start to be real fun real soon. All the best. Please visit my website, ericgenuis.com, anytime. I'd love to hear from you. Talk to you again. Bye for now.